Hello and welcome back. Now, as you can see from our previous part of the lesson, we said we are looking at population structure, and we said we can classify it according to age, according to gender or sex, according to income distribution, or according to education levels. So as we can see, we have a pyramid here, right? So here we have the males, right? Then on this other side we have females. Then you can see this is a pyramid. You can see as it goes up, it becomes smaller or narrower. At the base it is wide, meaning this one is the ages, right? Between 0 to 4 years, 5 to 9, 10 to 14, up to about 75 years. So as we can see, this is a population that is comprised of very many children between the ages of 0 to 4, right? The males are here, the females are here. Okay, these are the boys, these are the girls, right? Then between 5 and 9 years, those people, those kids between 5 and 9 years, again you can see, right? For the boys there, for the girls there, right? Then 10 to 14, 15 to 19, so it goes on. So as we can see, our population here, in a way, we have an equal number of females and males, right? We have an equal number or fairly equal number of females and males. That is one of the considerations. Now, when we look at the population in terms of age, you can see there are very few people above 75 years. So these are population that is evenly distributed, and the old are very few in our population. We look at the people above 70 years. See, from here, they are very few. Now, let's look at the implication of population size and structure on development. What are the effects, right, of population size and structure on development? Now, this refers to the effects of high population. These effects can be positive or negative. Let's look at the positive implications. One, there will be increase in markets. So high population increases general demand for goods and services, which encourages investment. But two, there will be high labor supply. When there is high population, labor supply also increases, since there will be many skilled people in the population willing to work. Right? This enables firms to hire qualified staff at a relatively lower cost, because there are many. Okay, the law of demand and supply, right? The high supply of labor, right? The price of labor goes down. So these laborers will not charge high wages or salary. There will also be advancement in technology. Competition for survival makes people creative, right? These will introduce new production methods that will improve productivity. We say when people are many, resources are scarce, the survival for the fittest, people have to become innovative and creative. There will also be diversity in talent. So in high populated regions, there are varieties of talent available, which enables maximum usage of technology to improve productivity. We have many people, like in China or in America, you see they have a lot of talent. Okay, they are very good in football, good in athletics, in boxing, rugby, in basketball, so many others, because of the high population. Now, the negative effects, on the other hand, include the following. One, there will be a decrease in per capita income. Remember, per capita income is equal to national income divided by total population. So if the population is large, and this is the denominator, what happens? The per capita income will reduce. Increase in dependency ratio. In high population, many people will be unemployed, therefore depending on the few who are employed. And this reduces savings. If people don't save, there will be no investments. Another negative effect is that it leads to reduction in savings and investments. So in high populations, the number of consumers exceeds the number of those who work. As such, more incomes are consumed and very little is saved. This results to fewer investment opportunities. Higher rate of unemployment. Okay, in overpopulated regions, the number of people willing to work exceeds the available jobs, which leads to many people being unemployed. It also leads to a strain on the social amenities. So when we have a population, it strains or it puts a strain on the available social amenities such as schools and hospitals, houses, etc., which makes them insufficient. There will also be the problem of an equal distribution of income, right? So we'll have a characteristic of very few people who are rich and many poor. And because of this, many people will have large families which they struggle to provide. And finally, it leads to environmental degradation. So when the population is high, the natural resources will be overexploited as people look for means of survival. Forests will be cleared to provide homesteads and farmlands, leading to desertification. Now, finally, we want to look at the vicious cycle of rapid population growth. Now, I said, when you talk about the vicious cycle, right, this is a phenomenon where the negative effects of a rapid population growth brings about problem leading to other problems, which brings back to the original problem. Now, our case here, the problem is what? The rapid population growth, right? That is our initial, that is our first problem. We're having a high population growth, as we can see in our diagram here. So when we have a rapid population growth, population has increased due to maybe high birth rates, low mortality rates, high immigration rates, and so forth. What happens? It leads to high dependency ratio. Okay? It leads to high dependency ratio because, as we have said, not everyone can get employed. So the few who are employed have to support the majority who are not employed. Right? Then when we have a high dependency ratio, what happens? It leads to low incomes per capita income. There is a high population. If we divide the total national income by the population, everyone will get something. That is the per capita income. So there will be low incomes. Right? When we have low incomes, what happens? It leads to low savings. Everything you get, you consume because you have a high level of dependency. Right? So there is very little to save. If there is little or none to save, it leads to low investment. You can only start business. You can only start entrepreneurship if you have savings. So if you have no savings, no investment. If you don't invest, you become poor. It leads to poverty. If you are poor, again, you are not engaged in any meaningful production. What happens? It goes back to high rapid population growth. So again, give birth to many children. So that is what we call the vicious cycle of rapid population growth. And with that, we come to the end of population. From our next lesson, we'll now look at employment and unemployment and the effect of unemployment on the economy. So go through the video and copy the notes, ask any questions you may have.